And we're underway. Final game day of these World Cup qualifiers. Panama against Bahamas. First shot, no good, but the putback is. Smart play to get things underway. Kentuan Smith with the score. Both teams looking to get to the basket early in the game. Down into the low post, looking for cutters coming from the top. Has to put the shot up, was running very close to a 3-second violation there. Smith, nice pick and roll, dump inside. Romero no good though. And Bahamas looking the better at the start of this one. They try to split the defense, but Panama's defense stays strong. Oh, and you have to give credit there to Colby, really. He backed Panama out of the way so Smith could just fly at the hoop. Rodriguez waiting for the offense to develop in front of him, but Panama really stagnant right now. Very little movement, not causing Bahamas any issues. Little right-hand runner from Olivier. Comes up a bit heavy. Oh, nice change of direction. And a high arcing scoop off the backboard for two. Dominic Bridgewater, the 22-year-old, getting his scoring underway. Running right-hander off target. Bridgewater feeling it, but throws the air ball. Coach Melendez will be a little bit frustrated. 2 minutes in, his team yet to score, and Bahamas already 6 up. Rodriguez to Romero. He's gonna look to hand it off, but Bahamas try and intercept that. And Bahamas have certainly come with a lot more energy than Panama so far in this game. Panama certainly taking what they're given rather than dictating anything in this matchup in the first couple of minutes. Long shot, no good for Bahamas though. Everything for Bahamas coming around the basket at the moment. Panama crashing the offensive glass hard, and they get their first score of the game from Bishop. Third attempt, first score for Bishop. Colby now looking to back down to the basket. Just an explosive first step across the paint is enough for Karim Colby. Baseline drive, they've given him the outside. Bishop is going to exploit that if you give it to him, but Bahamas tried to get out in transition. The finish not quite there though. Game becoming a little bit more fragmented. Pass inside, down low. Nice pass out. Good hesitation. Panama need to move the ball, and thankfully for the Bahamas, Bradley Nan there to disrupt the passing play. Panama with 9 seconds left on the shot clock to work with. Oh, nice shot fake. That's going to draw the foul from Ahmed Pratt. Panama will head to the free throw line. Lovely little pump fake there from Olivier. Just shy of 8 points a game. Had 20 against Venezuela. Ernesto Olivier. Interesting mix of young and veterans in this roster for Panama. Several in their early to mid-30s and then several at the start of their career. Sanchez just 21, Mature 20, Romero 23, but plenty in their 30s as well. Melendez trying to, I suppose, bleed through the next generation of talent for Panama as they try and build a consistent program for Moses Johnson. Plenty of usual suspects in his team. Also plenty of veterans, not that many youngsters. As the three ball goes up and is drained by Trevor Gaskins. Only shooting 22% across these qualifiers, Gaskins, but that is an anomaly. He can definitely shoot the three ball. Bridgewater, pick and roll. Finish not quite there, but a huge amount of contest on that shot for Colby. Panama now lead by a point after a strong start by the Bahamas. Big rejection. Good defensive footwork by Kentuan Smith. Here's Gaskins just stepping into the flow. The whip of the string. And there's the rejection by Smith. Now down into the low post. Panama looking to go to work. They're going to stay straight up, Bahamas. The double team quite late across, and I'm not sure you can afford to do that too many times, and I'm sure Coach Johnson will be all over that. The double team needs to jump across a bit quicker if they establish that low. Smith now fades away. That's off left. Long arms of Olivier pulls it down. I'm not sure Pratt is in a position really to play one-on-one post defense against Olivier. Oh, not the most orthodox of forms, but he nails the three to tie the game. Ahmed Pratt drops the three ball. Both teams now starting to find a little bit of form, a little bit of composure now. Olivier back into the low post again. Look how low he seals out. Passes it off and one. Romero. All from the work though of Olivier. In fact, was it Bishop? No, it wasn't. It was Olivier. Down low, there's the pass to Romero. Stays with the play, and that's the key. Olivier knows now that he's going to draw the double team. Just needs to keep his head up, and his team need to cut off the weak side for him. And convert the three-point play. Panama now out to a three-point lead. Bridgewater brings it up over. It's a little bit of a zone press defense from Panama. Not the tightest, but it paid off. They've come away with a steal, but it's been stolen back. And clear the runway. Here we go. Oh, there's a two-hander. Not the cleanest of dunks, but first of the game. Bahamas back to within one. Final 4 minutes of this first quarter. It's been an interesting battle. A slow start for Panama, but they seem to be finding a little bit of rhythm now on their home floor. Three ball goes up. That's heavy. Rebound pulled down, though, by Romero. Bishop now. He'll come back out. Oh, Gaskins with the no-look pass. And a smooth move to the ring by Eric Romero. Bahamas trying to get out and run transition every opportunity they get. They're going to make a change, though, as Kumia Gibson will come in for the first time. Here's the steal a couple of plays ago, and Pratt gets out and puts the two-hander down. Other end of the floor, little up and under for Romero. Gaskins now looking for the pick and roll with Olivier. Oh, throws it too high for Romero. He wanted Romero to stay on the weak side corner. Romero slashing to the basket because that's where he's got points in the last few possessions. Second turnover of the game for Panama. Both teams actually doing quite well as we see Panama drop into this 2-3 zone. Just trying to force Bahamas to shoot the ball maybe. They're going to go straight to the basket. That's poor weak side defense from Romero. That was too easy for Bahamas to just cut along the baseline to get the score. That time it was Wiley. Officials just explaining the call to Colby. Colby's not happy with the call. The official's saying that he's reaching in and made contact with Olivier. Third foul of the quarter for Bahamas. Only 2:36 left though, so neither team really having any foul problems in this first quarter. Gaskins is going to flash out to receive that one. Then the inbounder. Mature into the corner. Olivier slides inside, and that's great reaction from Ernesto Olivier, because he had to react to what the defense offered him, and it was a little bit unorthodox what they offered him. Bridgewater now at the top. The lane opens up for him, hands it off. And the easy score along the baseline for Roosevelt Wiley. Panama's lead, a single point. Romero being harassed by Bridgewater. Now into the hands of Mature. Shot clock down to 2. Gaskins with the prayer, gets it to go. Having all his prayers answered with that one. But that's what Gaskins can do. Had 23 points and 5 assists against Argentina, averaging double digits across all 11 qualifiers he's played in. Now Olivier with the steal. 2-on-1 break. Oh, it's awfully executed by Panama. Too much showboating, not enough fundamentals. You're only leading by 4 points. It's the first quarter, just get the job done. Either throw the lob or go strong yourself. Bridgewater now. Pulls up for the long 2. Rebound batted back by Romero, and Gaskins will bring it up over the half. Olivier loses the handle, stolen away by Bahamas now, lucky not to get an unsportsmanlike foul. That's going to be a blocking foul. Machure's lucky not to get a flop, to be completely honest with you. He was already on his way down before Bahamas got near him. There's the 3 from Gaskins. The absolute prayer. He identifies the shot clock running out, and off balance, falling out of bounds, nails the 3. Mature's first foul. I'm sure the officials probably had a little quiet word with Mature about the flop. 48.5 seconds left in the first quarter. 3 ball goes up and it's good. Munnings Jr. off the bench, straight into the box score, and that's what he can do for you. Catch and shoot, Mature. Comes up short though. Bahamas within 1, about a 9-second differential between the first quarter clock and the shot clock. Almost stolen away. Foul will be called though. Second foul in quick succession for Isaac Mature, the 20-year-old. Trying to put it all out there on the defensive end, but potentially getting himself in some foul trouble right now. Into the corner, the three goes up, little heavy. Olivier reads the rebound well, and Panama look like they're going to hold a lead at the end of this first quarter. Pick and roll now, Olivier and Gaskins. Oh, Gaskins from way downtown, he's off target. But Olivier gets it, gets a shot away, but can't connect. That will be the end of the first quarter. We said it was going to be tight. These two teams evenly matched. And with 10 minutes in the book, it's Panama 21, Bahamas 20. Here are your stats so far from the game. Both teams looking to go to the basket strong. Here are some of the top plays from that first quarter of action. It was certainly an interesting first quarter, as these two teams are very, very evenly matched up, and not just in the quality and their ability, but style of play, the personnel they have on the floor, the size. Absolutely everything really does align, where two very similar styles looking to go against each other. Now, sometimes you can see that cancel each other out, but in this case, it's just seems to be a battle of who can execute better. And so far, Panama have the slightest of edge, but not by a very long way. Bahamas, with that on-ball pressure, probably have kept themselves in very close contention. Olivier, one of the key components of that first quarter for Panama. He really was a part of everything, as was that man there. Gaskins, probably with the biggest player of the quarter. The shot clock beating, falling out of bounds three. If you've got your phone handy, I definitely recommend you scan that QR code. Download Courtside 1891. Stream schedules and scores if you like live basketball from around the world. That is the app for you. Panama will get this second quarter underway. Sanchez inbounds the ball, and Panama get our second quarter underway here in Panama City. They lead by 1 over the Bahamas. Final game of the World Cup qualifiers here. Good ball movement. Olivier, traveling violation called on him. Neither of these teams in contention for one of the 5 remaining World Cup spots here in the Americas. There are 6 teams across the 2 groups here in the Americas that are going to fight it out tonight. All 6 games tipping off at the same time, just to make it fair. And by the end of the night, we will know which of the 5 of the 6 teams will be on the plane to Asia next year for the World Cup. Just one team will miss out of those 6 teams. Coach Johnson looking dapper and suave as ever. Foul's going to be called. Bishop looks to split the defense. Roll with the first foul of the game for him. Olivier hands it off inside, little pump fake. That's a hard foul from Munnings. That will send Panama to the free throw line. Yeah, coming across from the weak side, and it was the pump fake from Ajaza that just drew Munnings into that foul. Ajaza now to the line for free throws. 86% across the 11 qualifiers that he's played. Had his biggest game actually in the reverse of this fixture. Had 18 points, 8 rebounds against Bahamas when the last time these two met. Ajaza hits the first of his 2. As Coach Melendez looks on. Ajaza hits the second, extending Panama's lead out to 3 points. And you just feel Panama have a little bit more composure in today's game. Bahamas may be only trailing by 3, but it feels like they're being a lot more reactive. After a relatively strong first few minutes, they've been forced into reacting to what Panama show them. But straight away, we see a step in for Gibson for 2. Bishop now to Gaskin into the low post. Olivier, quick spin, and the foul again. Munnings once more. 2 fouls on Munnings in the first minute and 10 seconds of this second quarter. And I'm not sure that the Bahamas are able to contain Olivier straight up one-on-one. Where is the help? You have to be asking the question, why is Wiley not flashing across to double into that low post? Are they more concerned about the kick out? For me, I'd want to lock Olivier out first and then worry about how I'm going to rotate through to help on the perimeter for any shooters. But that is a concern that Coach Johnson will have to deal with. Olivier misses the first of his 2. Bishop tries to get the offensive rebound, but it falls kindly for the Bahamas. Step back for Gibson is no good. Gaskins now to Bishop. First step not quite quick enough, but the spin move is. Bishop with the footwork, gets the score. And you do wonder from Bahamas' point of view, they're not really helping too much, playing individual straight matchup defense. And that is why Panama are getting the scores they are so close to the basket. Almost a dangerous situation there as Olivier loses balance, but regains it, helps his opponent back to his feet, and it was that spin move, and that's a great move as well, waiting to feel the defender's body and use it to create your momentum for your spin. 2 minutes gone almost in this second quarter. Bahamas at the line. That one's short, and you could feel it as soon as Kadeem Colby let go. He knew it didn't have enough legs on it. It's the second though, and that's the key for the Bahamas, while the Panama side are having a little bit more of the better control of the game. You just have to stay with them. This is always going to be a game of peaks and troughs as Bahamas now drop into a 2-3 zone. Straight away, Bishop looks to spread the floor. Smart play here. They're going to use a screen to split the top defense open. Bishop for 3 on the near side wing. Oh, and there's the putback. Ajaza just stealth through the paint and throws it down. 3 ball goes up and he's good. Godfrey Roll gets the 3 to go. Again, another scorer on that Bahama team. Had 16 against Argentina. Roll. 3 ball goes up from the corner for Panama. Roll now. Will he look for back-to-back 3s? I'm sure Gaskins will close him out hard if he does. Now down into the low post to Colby. Foul will be killed on Olivier. Pushing foul. Here's the putback from Ajaza. Times it to perfection. We'll see Colby go to the free throw line again. A little heavy from Colby this time. Expect this game to be nip and tuck all the way through the 40 minutes. Don't expect anyone to develop a huge lead. It may come down to the closing seconds of this game to see not only who comes away with the win, but remember, Panama must win by 5 or more to go above Bahamas in the table. That will be the target that Coach Melendez has set his team. Ajaza for 3. And the deep game for Panama is just not paying off at the moment. Roll now. Hands it off to Nairn. Trying to shake things up, but can't lose his defender. Smith. Oh, nice little jab step to create the separation. That is textbook from Kentuan Smith. Didn't even need to take the dribble, just the purposeful jab step to the outside. Made the defender change his body position. Coming the other way, though, in and out for Panama. Oh, and swatted away. Colby for the Bahamas. Look at that jab step. That created the separation, forcing Bishop to drop his defensive stance, and gotta love it. Here's the follow, though. Off the miss, Sanchez grabs his own rebound, but it's batted away by the Bahamas. They now lead by 2. Rodriguez hands it back to Gaskins. Expect Gaskins to play the vast majority of today's game. He's averaging over 33 minutes a game in these qualifiers. Bridgewater now. Foul will be called in transition. That one called, I think, on Bishop. Plenty of young Panamanian fans in the crowd. Hopefully they're being inspired to make the national team themselves in the future. Screen at the top now for Bridgewater. Didn't quite get the mismatch he wanted. Ball comes back to the top. One-handed rebound ripped down by Daniel King. Gaskins with the handle, fades away. Panama will go again, though. Ajaza misses the 3 ball. Some of the fans on their feet thinking that one was going to go. Nairn feeds it inside. Gibson can't quite get the score, but will earn a trip to the free throw line. Both teams in the penalty, and we're not even halfway through this quarter. As Gibson trying his hardest to get the ball up, Rodriguez is going to get called for that foul. Timeout's been called here in the arena. We're going to jump into these huddles, listen to the coaching staff, see how they're going to change things up.
Ellos postean al grande, postean al grande. Si le dan la bola al grande, ¿quién viene a ayudar? Está aquí. El último hombre. Ayuda y este baja, pero es que no hablamos, no hacemos nada allí. Ellos pasan la bola, venimos acá. Atiende, mueve la bola, corre las ofensivas, es un pase y un tiro, muevan la bola.
As always, Coach Melendez with the passion. That doesn't fade, that's for sure. Enters every game with the same zest and demand of his players. Currently trailing by 2 here on their home floor. And Gibson is at the line, potentially opportunity to double that lead. Hits the first. And from the Bahamas perspective, any win will do for them. That would really seal out what must be considered a relatively successful qualification campaign. Yes, they didn't make the World Cup, but they've taken big steps forward in the past 4 years from the last qualifiers. The ball inside. Oh, disrespectfully swatted off the glass. Inside. And the rebound. Only steps out of bounds, Nan. Great defensive play, though, from Bradley Nan. Read that one on the defensive end to perfection. Look at him chase this one down. Not this time, my friend. Return to sender. Gaskins up over the half. Panama very patient offensively. I'm not sure that's the right way at the moment, though. This spreading the floor is, though, wide open in the corner, but once again misses the three ball. Panama really struggling to get anything to connect from any form of distance. Pratt now feeds the low post to Colby. A little two-man game there for the Bahamas. Pratt putting the three ball up. He's off target as well, though. Oh, Gaskins looked to thread the eye of the needle. If that one had made its way through, that would have been the pass, potentially, of the entire qualifiers. Coach Melendez working down to the finest details for his team. Gaskins now at the top. 4 minutes left in this first half. Pass inside. Power step through for Bishop. Brings Panama back to within a single point. Takes his tally up to 8 now. 50% from the field for him. Bahamas looking to go to the low post again. Little step out to the elbow for Kentuan Smith. Jumper lets him down. Rodriguez, shot fake inside, and the little right hand, almost a semi-floater, gets it to go, and Panama regain their lead. Bridgewater inside. Defense stays with him, though. Panama starting to build and grow in this game. Handoff. And the finish, and Panama in full flow is a thing of beauty. Romero with the finish this time. And that forces Coach Johnson into calling the timeout, as a confident, open, fast-paced Panama is a tough prospect for the Bahamas to deal with. Let's head into that Bahamas timeout and hear how they're going to slow things down.
Don't go away from it. Okay? Go motion. Try to get the ball on the strong side for easy layup. Easy layup will get us back in rhythm. Okay? They done. They get too many shots at the basket. 8 points killing us. Go motion. Hit. Okay? All the way over. Go set it. Get them coming off. Okay? Easy basket.
Look at the flare, guys. Set it.
Coach Johnson asking his team to go back to what has been working for them, as Panama have started to take control of this game. Both ends of the floor. Panama seem to be going up the gears right now, and it's paying off. They've retaken the lead. Here is their transition. Gaskins, handoff. Rodriguez to Romero. And the easiest of finger rolls for the two. Let's see if Bahamas react accordingly, run through their motion offense and look to get paint touches that Coach Johnson was so keen to get. So far it's not happened. There's the paint touch they wanted. They'll have to come back out, though, as the defense shuts the door on them. Bishop with the rebound. Gaskins now feeds it down low. Romero does well to keep his footwork legal, but Bahamas the other way. Oh, initial rejection, but Bahamas was swarming all over that one. So they get the score anyway. It was Colby on the follow. Gaskins now. So much has gone through his hands in today's game, Trevor Gaskins. And it'll go again to him. Drives inside, hands it off. Romero, his partner in crime, gets rejected this time, though. Defensively, Bahamas certainly carrying out what Coach Johnson wanted. Fighting back in transition defense a lot faster, a lot harder. And offensively now, trying to get into the paint. Being more aggressive, being more direct. Forcing Panama to be physical and really to foul them. Here's the block by Ajaza, just gets fingertips to it, but it's Colby who's following for Bahamas. Once again, it's back and forth here in Panama City. First is good from the line for Ahmed Pratt. After being fouled by Ajaza, Ajaza picking up his first foul of the quarter. That free throw ties the game at 33 apiece. 1:59 left in this first half. It has been such a close game. No team really dominating the game at any stage. Biggest lead has been a 6-point lead for the Bahamas. That was pretty early in the game. It was straight out of the blocks. It was a 6-0 run to start the game. Romero, sorry, Bishop now. Little dribble, step back three ball for Tony Bishop. Just lulled the Bahamas into a little bit of lazy defense there. Colby now drives inside, puts up that soft right hand. Rebound ends up with Gaskins. A hot step and a jump inside and rejected by Pratt. Good defense by the Bahamas. Gaskins looking for the foul, but it looked clean for me. Here's the little handle, couple of crossovers. Sidestep, three ball goes up. Beautiful camera work as we see the bulge of the net coming the other way. Gaskins with the little skip as he comes up the floor, steps through. Defense stays with him. Yeah, it's just the long wingspan there, really. Enables the defense to stay with the play and get the rejection. 36 to Panama, 34 to the Bahamas. 1:23 left in the first half. And a timeout is called on the floor. We're going to jump, I think, into Coach Melendez's huddle this time. Hear what he has to say. Here's the three ball from Bishop. That took him to double digits. He's up to 11 points now, 5 from 11 from the field. 5 rebounds as well, so well on the way to a double-double, Tony Bishop. His biggest performance of the qualifiers. Coach Melendez a little bit frustrated with how his team have played in this first half. Not really hit the game plan that he asked them to do so. Drive inside is good, though. Once again, Romero with the move. He's up to 9 points. Bahamas now the team to slow things down a little. Will they look for the post up again? They will. Into Colby now. Nice pass across the top of the key to Smith. That one comes back out, but is way short and will be a shot clock violation as Pratt puts up an air ball. Look at the frustration from Coach Melendez. That's how much he wants the win today. That's how much he wants his team to play the way he's asking them to. There's a Romero dance to the basket. Panama lead by 4. Under a minute to play in the first half. Gaskins now. The maestro for Panama so far today. Romero inside. Bishop, double team comes down. Gaskins is open, doesn't take it. Bishop, corner 3. That one's good. Tony Bishop warming up. 14 points for him now. And Panama starting to stretch their legs. They're up by 7. Bahamas now slow things down. They want the final shot of this first half. Oh, and it's spilled by Bridgewater. Panama will get the final shot. Oh, and it's a monstrous right-hander. Ajaza. What a way to close out the first half. Panama flying high here on their home floor at the half. It's Panama 41, Bahamas 34. Here's the fast break. Here's Ajaza rising up to the top floor, throwing it down and giving us the flex. Straight off the back of this 3-ball from Tony Bishop, his second of the game. And Panama really probably didn't want the halftime to come, but here it is. It's Panama 41, Bahamas 34. Shooting percentages for both teams. Most of the action coming in the paint. Panama starting to find a little bit of range though. They're also winning the rebounding battle 23-18. But the only number that matters to them is the fact that they lead by 9 at the halftime break. Top scorers, Bishop leading all scorers with 14. Numerous top scorers with Bahamas as Pratt, Wiley and Smith all have 7. Second half action underway here in Panama City. Final game day of these 2023 FIBA World Cup qualifiers. 5th versus 6th as the Bahamas take on Panama. At the half, Panama have the advantage. They lead by 9. Traveling violation going to be called there on Bradley Nairn, as he just lost his footing a little on that jump stop. There's the dribble, and you'll see the stop. Yeah, absolutely. Little shuffle of the feet. Romero now. To Gaskins. Gaskins, little hesitation. Oh, behind the back to Oglivier. Oh, and he does his part, but the finish isn't quite there. That was a beautiful little phase of play. Shot goes up, no good. Rebound still for the Bahamas. Oh my goodness. That really could have been a big injury. Romero taking flight a little bit early. He bought the fake. That's the little pump fake that he bought. Wow, that could have been ugly. Thankfully, both players are completely okay. Back to their feet and ready to go. First foul on Romero and the first foul of this second half as well. Bahamas back to the free throw line. And he gets the roll on the first. Smith. Just 50% from the free throw line prior to today's game. Takes his personal tally to 7 now. And it's these moments that are so important for the Bahamas. This is the second. Panama's lead stays at 8. Romero drives the baseline, kicks it out. Gaskins, corner, Bishop, 3-ball, no good. Absolutely electric in the first half, Bishop. We want to get things going again early in the second. There's a little free throw line jumper from Kadeem Colby. And Bahamas looking bright here to start the third quarter. Rodriguez, though, just bursts down into the paint. Gets the score for Panama. Bridgewater inside. The defense stands firm. But Bahamas, scrappy as they are, full of hustle. 100 on the hustle meter for sure for the Bahamas. They fight for every possession. Not always the prettiest points in the world, but it doesn't matter. Colby with another offensive rebound. 9 points for him now. Gaskin won't take the three, steps in, takes the short two instead and gets the roll. Gaskin just took a little shot to the face. Finger to the eye maybe, will have to come out of the game. Let's have a look at the replay, splits the defense, yeah, catches a finger there I think from Nan, and one-eyed Gaskin still gets the ball to drop. Now into the low post for Bahamas. Traveling violation called on Colby. It's the right call by the official. Colby just getting a little carried away. Got the first step in that low post. Romero now hands it off to Rodriguez. Mature goes to Bishop. Bishop has to put the brakes on as the door slams shut on him. Mature, short corner two is not on target. Panama continue to struggle to get things going here in the second half. Certainly not at the same level they were to close out the first half. Fade away. And the ring is their friend. Bishop with another bucket. Double-digit lead now for Panama. And this is the key for teams, even when you're not playing at your best, even when you're not executing perfectly, you still manage to keep the scoreboard ticking over. That is the key. That is how you win games. That is how you earn qualifications for big tournaments. Rodriguez on the baseline, drawing the foul from Nan. And we'll head to the bench. Back into the game comes Wiley. 7 points in that first half for Roosevelt Wiley. Roll, hands it away. Free ball goes up, not there. Panama scoop up the rebound. Bahamas transition defense falls apart this time. It looked good for a moment. But just like that, Mature finds a way through it like a hot knife through butter. Baseline drive. Oh, and the red wall is in front of him in the form of Romero. Look at that. Oh, beautiful little fake step. Not quite a jab, not quite a Euro step, but just manages to split the defense open with his body movement. Creates that little separation between the two defenders and splits them in two. Romero now hands it back to Bishop. Bishop straight down the middle of the lane, has it stolen away. It's off the foot though of Smith, so it will remain Panama ball. Coach Johnson surely knows that his team is certainly improving each qualification campaign, and I've covered them for several now. Oh, there's the little jumper from Rodriguez for Panama, but each qualification campaign I see the Bahamas, I see improvement. They have gone up the levels for sure. They are competitive now with some of the best teams in the Americas. They're still a little short from being able to convert some of those good performances into big wins, but they will come. Rest assured they will. They're on the right trajectory right now for me, the Bahamas. There's the jumper from Rodriguez. chase out the closeout a little late, really, from Gibson. Timeout's being called by Coach Johnson for the Bahamas. His team now trail by 14. This is a critical moment. Let's hear what he has to say.
Everybody relax. Listen to the coach. Hey, you all settle down. The guards are turning over the ball too much. The guards are turning over the ball too much. Nobody talk. Nobody talk. You're turning over the ball too much. Take good shots. Settle down the team. It starts and ends with yours. Being individuals and being team. Okay? Get it in the paint. Keep making the right passes. Everybody got to step up on defense now. We dropping back. Okay? Full court. Everybody step up. Together. 3. 1, 2, 3. Together.
Very impassioned timeout there from Coach Johnson. His frustration's boiling over. Interesting to see if his team react to that. A little bit of dissent within the timeout. That was visible. Their final chant, though, together as they come out. Can they bring themselves back together and really bring together a fight back here in Panama City? They trail by 14. Almost halfway through this third quarter that hasn't gone their way. A little bit more dominance being exerted by Panama, and all this with their lead guard Gaskins sitting on the bench after taking a finger to the eye. Olivier can't get it to go, but Rodriguez 1 against 3, and he still comes away with the rebound and drops the 3 ball from the corner pocket. Rodriguez now starting to take the game over. Colby mid-range 2, and Bahamas just don't really have a focus offensively. Oh, blocked, but the foul's going to be called beforehand. Foul called on Wiley. Oh, sorry, on Roll. Here's the Rodriguez 3. How dare you not guard me? You not know I can drain the 3 ball with my eyes closed. There's the foul called on Roll. Machore will head to the line for free throws. As Coach Johnson looks on, you can sense that he feels the game maybe slipping away from his team. Panama really starting just to ratchet up the gears. Started 2/3 of the way through the second quarter, really. They closed out the first half very, very strongly. Had a little bit of a slow start to the third quarter, but they've pushed on considerably here in the last 2 or so minutes. And their lead is looking pretty healthy, up to 18 off the back of that free throw make from Machore. How can Bahamas react? Now, timeout is right. They need to come together. That's the key. That's the only way they're going to get back into this game, is as a team. It's not going to be on the back of one individual's performance. And again, the Bahamas are forced to take a tough, contested shot. Rodriguez shaking and baking. Can't get the score, though. Nan looks to feed the post, but the pass is too heavy. 3-on-2 break. Rodriguez hands it off. And that is team basketball. Selfless play. Bishop will get the points. Rodriguez will get the assist in the box score. Panama looking pretty good right now. And the basket's good. Romero going to get blown for the foul. Here's the break coming the other way. Machore to Bishop, to Rodriguez, back to Bishop. Beautiful team basketball. That is why we love this game. The team will always win. Into the game comes Nortman. At the line is Bridgewater for the chance for the three-point play. And he converts, and that's important. The Bahamas are serious about getting back into this game. Making the most of those plays is crucial. Pass into the low post. Olivier now has it batted away. Bishop spins, baseline, no good. Low post. This is better ball movement from the Bahamas. That deserved reward. They moved the ball. They made Panama disrupt their defense in the trail. Romero just slides through the paint. Bahamas now trying to work things out, and it's called for isolation, and he pulls up for the three. That is not the play that is going to get the Bahamas back in this game. That's poor decision making by the veteran Smith. Just waving his teammates away, and then all he does is pull up for the three. Coach Melendez will be happy to see that, though. As a coach, you know that's a sign that your plan is working when the other team start running out of answers to the questions that they're being asked. Nortman, hand it back to Bridgewater. Bridgewater splits the defense well, slides through and gets the score. Technical foul called on Bridgewater, though. Delay of game as he knocks the ball away, and it's those kind of petulant reactions that just are heartbreaking for a coach. He's done all the hard work to get the score, and then he's going to give away a technical free throw at the other end of the floor and a foul against himself. For what end? You do wonder. Rodriguez won't make them pay, though. Doesn't hit the technical free throw. Instead, Panama will just take possession. Good quick hands from Bridgewater. You have to say, Machore got away with one there. Romero now inside, goes high, but the defense just locks him out. Much better driving defense there from Bahamas. Machore now uses Romero's screen. Rodriguez is open again, and it's only going to end one way, and that is with the ball at the bottom of the bucket. Rodriguez absolutely flipped the switch here in the second half, putting in a big, big display. Look how cool and calm he is. It's not the prettiest of shooting forms, pulls at it a little bit, but who cares when the outcome is another 3 points. Bahamas now down by 20, under 2 minutes left in the third. Offensive rebound pulled down by Smith. Back to Bridgewater. Norman will set him the screen. Bridgewater for three. Too heavy. Where's the rebound? It's Norman again. Norman's introduction to the game. He brings a little bit of battle and heart, that's for sure. Robert Norman, 35 years old, but willing to put it all out there for Bahamas right now. Foul will be called as they try and force Rodriguez over the half-court line. And called for that foul. The change for the Bahamas as Smith comes out and Pratt comes in. Rodriguez has to come out. Into the low post to Romero. Double team comes down. It's stolen away. Physical defense from the Bahamas. 2-on-1 break. Great defense by Rodriguez, though. Gets a hand into the lane. Handed back. Soft right hand is good from Ajaza. And every time Ajaza gets into the game, he's making an impact. And that is exactly what a coach wants. You bring on a player like Ajaza, has so much experience, makes it pay. Out in open country, and an easy 2 off the glass for Machore. 22-point lead now for Panama, and Coach Melendez still wants more. That's the way he approaches the game. Never satisfied. There's always more to give. There's always more to achieve. 3-ball goes up, and the whip of the net is a relief for Bahamas as Nan nails the 3. Final play here of this third quarter. 10 seconds for Panama to work with. Machore, wide open, corner. Olivier can't get the shot to go. And that will be the end of the third quarter here. There's that little right hand push shot from Ajaza, and the easy transition score for Machore. Panama close to turning this one into cruise control. 30 minutes chalked up in the book here in Panama City, and it's the home team who are in complete control. They lead this one 68-49 over the Bahamas. Here are some of the top plays from that third quarter of action. Certainly an exciting third quarter. And you have to say, a third quarter dominated by the men in red. They really did just impose their type of basketball onto the game. A lot more control and a lot more composure from the Panama team. I think they also, for me, lent a little bit more on the team ethos than maybe they did in the first half. In the first half, it was that man there, Bishop, doing a lot of the heavy lifting for Panama. In this second half, it's been much more of a team effort as Panama look to finish out their qualification campaign on a high, taking the win over the Bahamas, and maybe even more importantly, moving themselves off bottom spot here in Group E. A win today for Panama would move them to a 3-9 record. That would push Bahamas to a 3-9 record as well, which means that we would, if Panama win, go to a head-to-head situation. And the head-to-head would mean that Panama need to win today by at least 5. The return of this fixture, the Bahamas were able to secure the win. They won that one by 4. So a 5-point win or more for Panama would see them move above Bahamas in this group. Both teams coming back out for the final 10 minutes of action here in Panama City as they close out what has been a long and roller coaster-like qualification campaign for the 2023 FIBA World Cup. Fourth quarter action underway. Panama lead this one by 19. 10 minutes left on the clock. Rodriguez inside to Olivier, back out to Romero. Oh, throws an ugly one off the backboard. Certainly not his go-to signature offense, Romero. Much better slashing to the basket or chasing down an O-board. Roll now. Waits for the screen. Fakes the 3. Has to go to the low post to Colby. Back out to roll. Sorry, to Nan. Out to roll now. Not going to get the roll. Bahamas crashed the offensive boards hard, though. And that is one way that the Bahamas can get back into this game. Second chance opportunities could be king for them here in the final quarter. Rodriguez, hesitation dribble. The defense holds firm, though. Good to see Gaskin back in the action for Panama after picking up that eye injury. Strong move to the basket by Ajaza. earned himself an early trip to the free throw line here. That drop step in is so strong and powerful. Look at Rodriguez standing on the weak side, signaling for the pass. I'm not surprised. Hit 2 big threes in the third quarter. Would like to keep that rhythm going, I'm sure. But Ajaza instead makes the right decision for me. Just continues to keep going strong at Bahamas and draws the foul. Gets the second to drop. Panama's lead back out to 19. And you feel from Panama's perspective, realistically, what do they need? Maybe 10 more points maximum. Oh, rejected from behind. Romero chasing that one down. And the players flying all over the court right now. A ton of athleticism on display here. Rodriguez trying to find the weakness in that Bahamas defense. Gaskins, lob pass. Easy points for Olivier. Pratt for 3, too heavy, and those kind of shots a real sign of desperation from the Bahamas at this stage. They're not working their offense. When they play as a team, when they work together and then crash the glass hard, they look a threat, but that doesn't happen often enough. Olivier there with another strong move to the basket, and Panama, the team cohesion that they have right now is impressive. And it kind of makes you wonder, why are they currently bottom of the table here in this group? If they can play at this level, they should be above where they are. They should be at the moment competing for a spot at the World Cup next year. That will be frustrating. There's the lob, almost the one-hander. My goodness, that would have been huge. Instead, back the other way. Foul's going to be called on Gaskin. There's the lob pass inside before, which was executed perfectly by Olivier. An easy score. And Panama starting to find it a lot easier now to get what they want, as the Bahamas defense feels a lot more fractured. Panama lead by 23 as Nan heads to the line. This is the first of his 2. Gets the second to go, though. Man will head out of the game, I think, on that one, will he? No, he won't. Coach Johnson wants to make a different change. As Coach Melendez at the other end of the floor continues to bark orders out and continues to push his team. They lead by 22, but that's not enough in his mind. He wants to send out a real statement of intent here about what Panama basketball stands for. We've certainly done that here in the second half. Gaskins for 3. That one's too heavy. Knocked out of bounds, I think, by Romero. So it'll be Bahamas ball on the sideline. 6 minutes 49 left on the game clock here. Certainly been a brisk game, played at a good pace. Both teams really working hard. Just a little bit more quality in the production and the final product from Panama so far today. Good quick first step by Roll, and the handoff is a fine thing indeed. And that is the basketball the Bahamas need to lean on. It doesn't have to be overly intricate. They need to run some team offense if they're to fight their way back into this one. Olivier has it stolen away. Roll will scoop up that loose ball. He'll take it straight to them. You love the confidence from Roll. Not necessarily the right decision to make in that situation, but I do like the fact that he wants to be direct and aggressive. There's a little pass in that previous play. It's a kind of play that will get a team back into a ball game when they trail heavily. Panama's lead sits at 20 and has hovered around that for a lot of this fourth quarter. Just 6 minutes left now. Gaskins to Rodriguez. Rodriguez, the man of the moment in the second half, and continues to be so. Nails himself another three. Look at the swagger as he goes back down the floor to play defense. A walk in the park for him right now. Roll, hands it off. Romero plays good rim protection defense. Rodriguez leads the break. Inside to Romero. And they are rolling, rolling, rolling right now, Panama. To the wing. Drive inside. Romero lucky not to have a foul called on him, and it's going to be thrown away as Roll was cutting to the basket. Here's another three from Rodriguez. There's the great rim protection defense from Romero. Rodriguez then leads the break and just hands it off to Romero to finish. Johnson looking on as his team trail by 25, and they really have no answer to what has been probably Panama's best performance in these qualifiers. As I say, if they played this way throughout, tell me they wouldn't have been in with a shout of qualification here today. Rodriguez for three. My goodness, no. You could tell from the way he released it that he knew it wasn't going to go. He hadn't set his foot correctly. He wasn't ready to release off a strong platform. But out it goes. Ahead to Bishop. Finger roll for two. Bishop slides off the baseline, leaving a fair bit of sweat behind him. Timeout called here in Panama City as the home team are running away with this one in a hurry. A 27-point lead now, 4 minutes, 30 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And Coach Johnson, well, if he has any tricks left up his sleeve, now is the time to play them. Let's hear what he has to say.
Let's try and play basketball the right way. We drawing three and going into a crowd and not making the extra pass. Guys are filling the wing in transition, and we're not hitting them with a pass. Okay? Everybody out here look like they're playing for individual stats. Come on, man. Play as a team. Win as a team. You lose as a team. Come on. Team concept first. Come on. Last 4 minutes, let's play basketball the right way. Okay? Have some pride about it. 1, 2, 3. Finish.
Couldn't agree more with the timeout there from Coach Johnson. Play as a team, win as a team, lose as a team, play basketball the right way. And when Bahamas have been doing that, they are competitive. That is what has developed within this program. When I first saw them in the qualifiers, in fact, for the last World Cup, for the World Cup in China in 2019, in those qualifiers in 2017, 2018, they were playing individual basketball and they were getting blown out of arenas. But now they seem to have developed. They become much more of a team-focused structure, and their program has benefited from that. They now need to do that again. They need to focus on their team. How do they work together? This is better offense from the Bahamas. They're not going to get the payoff. They could have done with a little bit more penetration to try and break Panama's zone. Stolen away, stolen back. Glivier now to Gaskins. Little teardrop with the left hand. Rebound ripped down by Wiley. There's the lob. There's the finger roll finish. Better transition offense from the Bahamas. If you know that team comes first, you play the game with your head up. And that's what Bahamas need to do. Rodriguez ends up face first on the hardwood. 2-on-1 break. Gonna get the roll on the layup, Bridgewater. And as soon as Bahamas start playing a bit more team defense and team offense, they push Coach Melendez into a timeout. They've come out of their timeout, Bahamas, and played much, much better basketball. Let's listen to what Coach Melendez has to say. Feels more like a bit of a reset time out there from Coach Melendez as Bahamas started to get a little bit of momentum. Started going back to the style of basketball that kept them in the game in the first half. They've deserted it in the second half. Maybe it is a little too late now for them to try and get back to it. They want to close out these qualifiers with their heads held high. As Gaskin brings it up over the half, and Gaskins has looked good once again in this game. Really does control things for Panama. Basket is good for Gaskins as he gives us a little gun show. He'll go to the line for a potential three-point play. Look how he splits the defense. Little shake, little shimmy, draws the body and just stays with it. Out the line for the bonus. Gets the 2 and the three-point play now. Panama's lead just continues to extend again. Bahamas moving the ball well though. Three ball goes up, it's an air ball. Foul's going to be called on Panama. On Bishop. Bishop, the star of the first half, but you have to say Panama as a team is the star of the second half. Almost stolen away by Rodriguez, but off his foot. Shot clock resets back out to 14. Gibson to inbound again, does so to Bridgewater. That's a tough shot to take, but Bahamas fight for that offensive rebound. They'll go again. Foul's going to be called on Grant, Alejandro Grant. Hasn't had much time on the floor today's game. Maybe a little bit cold coming in off the bench, not quite up to game speed. There's the pass inside. That is a smart out-of-bounds play, and Smith connects with the 2. Panama's lead at 24 now. Gaskins drives. Oh, the lane just opens up. You cannot give a player of the quality of Gaskins that amount of space. He will punish you every single time. Just about 2.5 minutes left now. Bridgewater inside, draws the contact, doesn't get the score. Another offensive rebound though for the Bahamas. They'll go again. Smith hands it off. That's a goaltend on Romero. Another 2 points for the Bahamas, and I love the way the Bahamas have reacted out of the back of that Coach Johnson timeout. I was worried. They looked dejected, they looked broken in that timeout. They didn't look like they were really taking on board what the coach said, but it looks like they have. This is the play by Gaskins. Uses his hang time to get the score. Here's a strong drive by Smith and the handoff inside to Munnings. The 2 will count because of the basket interference from Romero. And another timeout called here. Coach Melendez doesn't bring his team to the bench, but comes to the floor instead. I think we're going to struggle to get the mic into that huddle. But Melendez drawing up the offense. Now he wants his team to play it. There's your leading scorers. Bishop with 20, Rodriguez with 15, and Gaskins with 13. Certainly the second half offensively belongs to the pairing of Gaskins and Rodriguez. Rodriguez lighting it up from outside. He has enjoyed himself on the perimeter in this second half. This is Gaskins' drive, and I don't think he could really believe how much space he was being given. Coming the other way, though, that's a great pass. You have to give Kentuan Smith some credit on that pass. As Bahamas now drop into some full court pressure, they're going to see if they can force a few possession changes here. Mature has it stripped away by Bridgewater, but it will remain Panama ball. Stolen away, that's a poor inbound pass. Bridgewater glides to the rim and just drops the ball in. Panama's lead to 22. And remember, 5 is the magic number for them. If they win this game by 5 or more, they move above Bahamas in the final standings. There's the steal by Bridgewater as he just glides up to the iron. Melendez so frustrated with his team. And I understand it to a certain degree. The potential they have in this Panamanian roster is impressive. They really do have some talent at their disposal. How they currently sit with only 2 wins out of 11 games is slightly beyond me. They are playing some real quality, though, to be fair. Canada, Venezuela, Dominican Republic, and Argentina, the other teams in Group E. Even Argentina have 3 losses. Coach Johnson now back with the Bahamas brain trust as he sees the game slip away and sees the end of their World Cup qualifiers fast approaching. Just 1 minute 50 left for both of these teams. Neither will be at the World Cup in Asia later this year, but both have done themselves proud here today. Put on a real battling performance in their final outing. Machore. 3 ball goes up, slightly off right there from Jonathan King. Munnings inside, tries to get his own rebound. The scrap eventually is won by Panama, in particular Bishop. Corner 3, no good, but that's off the hands of Wiley, so it should be Panama ball on the baseline. 1 minute 13 remaining. Panama lead by 22. Surely enough done now by Coach Melendez and his men. They should move off the bottom of the group. They'll move to a 3-9 record, the same as the Bahamas, but due to the scoreline today, they will take the head-to-head between the two. So Panama will move up to 5th, Bahamas dropping down to 6th. That's the likely outcome here today, with just 1 minute and 13 still to play. Batted away. Good hands by, I think it was Bridgewater. Machore again to inbound. Lobs it into King. Easy bucket from Alejandro Grant into the game, averaging just about 2 points a game, so that score keeps with his average. Nan, 3 ball goes up. Nothing but the backboard. No touch of the ring, no rustle of the net. Still Panama ball, 52.8 seconds still to play. As Coach Johnson will make potentially his last changes here. Here's the drive from Grant. As Bridgewater really doesn't offer much defense there. Grant sets the screen. Machore has it stolen away. Full court pass to Bridgewater. There's the lob and there's the finish. Thunderous throwdown for Bradley Nan. Sadly for the Bahamas, too little too late though. A punctuation point on what has been, well, I imagine for many involved with Bahama basketball, a disappointing performance here today. They will have wanted to go out on a high, but it's Panama who have looked impressive. If anything, for Panama, even more frustrating that they aren't in the qualification hunt, as this performance level certainly warrants contention for the World Cup. Here was the long outlet pass. There was the throwdown from Nan. Great vision, great leak out there by Bridgewater. Floats it up to the top floor for Bradley Nan. And that will be the end of the game here in Panama City and the end of the World Cup qualifiers for both these teams. What a game we've had. They've both given everything they can. Final score in Panama City is Panama 88, Bahamas 66. Panama sign out of their World Cup qualifiers on a high, putting in an absolutely sterling performance, particularly in the second half. They really did show the quality that they have in this team in that second half. They pushed on and dominated much of that last 20 minutes, ending up with a 22-point win, and maybe more importantly for them, they move off the bottom of Group E. They will finish the World Cup qualification campaign 5th in Group E. They won't be on their way to the World Cup, but they will have some confidence and some momentum heading into their America Cup qualifiers later this year. The fans have done them proud in Panama City as well. 6 players in double digits for Panama. It really was a team effort in that second half. Leading all scorers was Bishop with 20 points and 9 rebounds. Rodriguez ended up with 15. He was 3 from 8 from downtown alongside 4 rebounds and 3 assists. 13 points for Romero alongside 4 rebounds. 13 points for Trevor Gaskins. He had 4 rebounds and 6 assists as well. And then 10 points for Ajaza and Olivier with the double-double, 10 points, 10 rebounds. A real contest here for the Bahamas. Their leading scorer was Bridgewater with 11 and Colby with 11. Bridgewater had 3 rebounds, 5 assists. Colby, 9 rebounds. Here are some of the highlight plays from that second half of action here in Panama City. Remember, the last day of the World Cup qualifiers here in the Americas. Asia finished earlier today, Africa finished earlier today. The Americas are now closing out tonight, but remember there are other games going on across the region as we speak, so please feel free to go and watch some of those as well. With a little under 7 minutes still to play, Canada are leading Venezuela by 10. In Argentina, they have a 5-point lead over the Dominican Republic. About 5 minutes left in that game. For Brazil, they hold a 7-point lead over the USA. Almost 7.5 minutes still to play in that game. With just a few seconds left in Uruguay, Mexico hold a 13-point lead. They look like they're walking away with the win there. And then in Colombia, a little over a minute to play, and Puerto Rico hold a 12-point lead against Colombia. Remember, 6 teams fighting it out for 5 remaining spots at the World Cup. It's going to get complicated, but do make sure you check out those games if you can. But we've had a wonderful game here in Panama City. Panama have really shown what they're capable of and what they are likely to put onto the floor in the up-and-coming months as they work towards America Cup qualification now, as that will start up later this year. But they will close out today's qualifiers on a high, a 22-point win in front of their home fans, and at times a very, very good-looking performance from Panama. For Coach Johnson and the Bahamas, a little bit back to the drawing board for them. Moments, particularly in the first half, of really strong, tough, team-focused basketball. They lost their way a little in the second half, though, and Panama kind of made them pay at times in that second half. But it's now down for the Bahamas to try and regroup and come back together again for when they start their America Cup qualification campaign towards the back end of 2023 as well. Here are some of the final highlight plays from today's game. But that is all we have for you here in Panama City. What a game we've had. Final score here is Panama 88, Bahamas 66. As I said, Venezuela, Canada still underway, as is Argentina, Dominican Republic. 3 other games still taking place as well, as the Americas qualifiers for the 2023 FIBA Basketball World Cup close out tonight. 5 spaces still available, 6 teams fighting who is going to be left at home watching the World Cup on their TVs. Here is the group as it stands right now. Bahamas and Panama finish out. Bahamas, actually that's the wrong way round. Panama will finish above them in the table due to the head-to-head, so Panama will be in 5th, Bahamas in 6th. Just a correction to that on-screen graphic for you. But what a game we've had here. Final score here in Panama City. 88 to Panama, 66 to the Bahamas. As you can see, that's the road to the World Cup. Not completely up to date, the graphic. Africa is closed out, Asia is closed out. Georgia qualified in Europe, so there's only 2 spots in Europe, 5 left in the Americas. But final score here in Panama City is Panama 88, Bahamas 66.